Hello ladies, welcome to the code GEN, G-E-N, which stands for Growth Embodiment Now. We will grow, we will embody, and we will do it now. We will go deep, very deep, and trust me, I didn't listen to my intuition until I started listening to my intuition. I am Adriana Rustgi, transformation coach, soul healer, and an official translator of the things that your intuition's been trying to tell you for, let's be honest, years. This space is for women like you. Smart, accomplished, capable. You've done that thing. Career, family, responsibilities, but lately something's been whispering. Wait a second, whose life is this again? If you've catch yourself wondering, what do I actually want? Why am I so good at taking care of everyone except myself? Is it too late to completely rewrite the script? Let me be the first to say, nope. No, it's not too late. We are not too much. And yes, there is more, so much more. Here in the Code Gen, we blend real talk with real transformation. We'll unpack the sneaky family patterns, dissolve the guilt, clear the inherited BS, if you know what I mean, and help you remember who you were before the world told you who to be. So, my love, kick off your high heels, leave your bra in the closet. You are not here to perform. You're here to come home, to your body, to your truth, to that inner voice that's quietly plotting your glow up. Ready? Let's begin. Let me begin today with the story. Story that came to me in a way I didn't expect, because about a year ago, just before I was about to go live in my Facebook group, I suddenly felt a very clear inner nudge, something gentle but impossible to ignore, telling me to write a story. It didn't make logical sense, and it was not part of what I had planned, but it felt real enough that I chose to trust it instead of questioning it. So I sat down and started writing, and what surprised me the most was how easily the words came, as if the story had already been inside me for a long time and was simply waiting for the right moment to come out. And when I finished and read it again, I realized something very, very important. It didn't feel like something I had created. It felt like something I had discovered. And maybe as you listen to it now, you will feel that it is not only my story. Maybe it is yours too. There was once a girl who lived what most people would call an ordinary life. Although if you look at her more closely, you might notice something quite different about her. She wasn't princess, although there was a light in her heart. She didn't wear a golden crown, but she had a beautiful mind, kind heart, and something else that had been with her for as long as she could remember. She carried a very, very heavy backpack. She didn't know where it came from, because no one had ever given it to her directly, and no one had ever told her to take it with her into the life she was beginning. And yet, it was always there. Inside that backpack were things she had never chosen. There was an old dress from her grandmother, a woman who never spoke about what she felt, the woman who never spoke about her truth, not because she didn't feel deeply, but because she had learned that it was safer to stay silent. There was a small notebook filled with phrases that shaped how she lived, even though she had never consciously agreed to them. It is not appropriate. Others come first. Patience is a virtue. You must, always. And somewhere deep inside, there was an invisible book with one simple message. This is how women before you lived. This is how you should live too. The girl was smart, so she tried to understand it all, and she tried to carry it well, becoming the kind of person who could handle everything and keep moving forward no matter what. And for a long time, it worked. She built a life, she became strong, she became someone others could rely on. But the further she walked, the heavier the backpack became. And slowly she began to feel it in her body, in her muscles, in her thoughts, and in her heart. It felt like she was walking a path that she didn't fully belong to her, like she was wearing shoes that didn't fit her, but had worn them for so long that she forgot there could be another way. Until one day, when she felt too tired to keep going in the same way, she stopped. She sat down in the quiet of her life, and for the first time, she truly listened. And in that stillness, a voice appeared, soft but clear. What if this backpack does not belong to you? And in that moment, something inside her shifted. Because even though the backpack felt familiar, it had never truly been hers. So when I came back to the story later that same day, something opened in me a way I didn't expect. As I started reading my notes again, I suddenly couldn't hold my emotions anymore, and I found myself crying for a long, really long time. Not in a light or passing way, but really very deeply, as if I was touching something much older than my own life. It felt like I was feeling not only my own emotions, but something that had been carried through generations. And then something even more surprising happened. I felt the presence of my grandmother, who had been gone for many years, but in that moment, it didn't feel like a memory. It felt really real. Because I have learned how to stay present in moments like this, I allowed myself to be there fully, and I gently asked my grandmother, "Babciu, what do you want from me? What would you like me to see?" And what I understood in that moment was simple but powerful. She came for the backpack. And suddenly I realized that even though I had done so much inner work, I was still carrying part of that weight, especially on my left side, where I sometimes felt tension or discomfort. So I gave it back to her, and the moment I did, something changed. The weight that had once felt like part of me became light. I could feel relief, but also something deeper, an understanding of how much I had already transformed. She received it, and she thanked me, not only for myself, but for what I was doing for the women in our family. And then she stood behind me on my left side, no longer as a burden I carried, but as a support. Wow! Hello, radiant soul, and welcome back to the Code Gen. If you ever felt torn between your own life, your career, your family, your marriage, and the expectations of your family of origin, then today's episode is for you. Because the truth is, what you are carrying isn't only yours. It comes from generations before you, and while their strength helped them survive, those same survival strategies may be holding you back today. Ancestral patterns are invisible codes written into our subconscious. Your mother or grandmother may have grown up in a different country, in a culture where men were served first, women swallowed emotions. Duty outweighed personal joy. And when parents' aged daughters were expected to sacrifice again, caring for them even while raising their own kids. They did it out of love and devotion, But love doesn't erase the cost, having to choose again and again between their own lives and the family they came from. And trust me, I know this conflict intimately. When my mother became sick with the cancer, I cared for her. I did it out of love, out of devotion, but it was also one of the hardest seasons of my life. She lived in a house I could barely stand to enter because her husband had hurt me deeply. He created conflict, divided us, and made me feel unsafe. And my mother? She put on blinders. For years, she swept everything under the rug, pretending it was fine. So there I was, showing up, caring for her while standing in the very environment that had wounded me. Torn between love and pain, between being responsible for my own life and being pulled back into the dysfunction of the family I came from. And this is what so many of us experience. Carrying our mothers and grandmothers' silent burns while juggling our own responsibilities. And here's the truth. None of this is your fault. Your mother, your grandmother, your lineage, they did what they had to do. Silence kept peace. Sacrifice kept families afloat. Devotion to parents and husbands kept them safe in the eyes of their culture. We honor their strength, but survival is not the same as a living. And of course, it is not your fault, but it is your responsibility. You are the one who can say, the cycle ends with me. You can honor your lineage not by repeating their suffering, but by choosing differently, by living freely, by creating a new legacy. When you live fully, you don't betray them, you fulfill them. So let's do this together. Please close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Remember, take a deep breath. Inhale for 4. Keep it for 6. And exhale for 8. Think of one inherited expectation you carry. Maybe it's silence. Maybe it is being the good daughter who must sacrifice her life for her parents. Maybe it's endless service. Name it. See it. Place your hand on your heart and whisper, I honor this pattern. I thank it for what it gave. And I now release it. And now feel the weight begin to loosen. And now imagine that whole generation of women from your family standing in front of you. Strong women, survivors, women who carried more than they should have. And now give them back the burdens, silence, guilt, over responsibility, the expectation to sacrifice yourself. Feel what else you have in your body. Give them back and see how they're taking it back. Say thank you. And now see that they have something for you. They have gifts, resilience, courage. So now let's charge your body with 5 emotions for this new path. Freedom. Feel golden light in your chest and say, I am free. Gratitude. Feel and see, imagine green light in your heart and say, I honor my lineage with gratitude. Courage. Notice red grounding your body. I choose courage. Peace. Silver, calm, flying your mind. And say, I am at peace. And joy. Radiant yellow, glowing through your whole being. And say, I live with joy. Breathe them in. Anchor them into yourselves. Here is your reminder. Your mothers and grandmothers' sacrifices were real. Their strength was real. Their love was real. But you don't honor them by repeating their struggles. You honor them by creating a new legacy. Freedom, joy, self-expression. So tonight, ask yourself, what family expectation am I ready to release? And write them down. Speak it out. Begin the shift. So if this episode touched your heart, subscribe the Code Jen. Share it with a sister, a colleague, friend who carries invisible family weights on her shoulders. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Remember, you are not behind, you are not too late, and you are not too much. You are exactly where you're meant to be. Take your insights, breathe them in, and let them move with you into your thoughts, your choices, your life. If this episode touched you, subscribe to the Code Jen. Share it with your best friend, your sister, your mother, your lovely auntie. Share it with woman who needs this reminder, and let's spread this ripple of freedom together. And if your heart is whispering, I want more, this is your invitation. Join me for my signature 90-day transformational journey, Unlock Your Life Code. One-on-one mentoring designed to help you break the circle, embody your truth, and create the life you've been waiting for. The link is in the show notes. Because this is not just transformation. This is reclamation. This is embodiment. This is now. With all love, Adriana. See you in next episode.